Hello again. In the third part, I will be making the architectural fenestration, the opening for the doors and windows. It is very basic way of making that again, so it's not the detailed way. It's just I'm gonna draw a polyline. You can draw that with a rectangle. It's up to you. And just using the tracking, make sure that your polar tracking is work. And just make the box as big as you can. With polar tracking, just put the mouse on the line you want to extend it to and slowly push your hand up, and you can do that. Don't forget to finish with close, see space, and take the rectangle that you just did to the second place or the second door you want to open. Make sure that this box is as big as you can compared to this one, so it should be fully penetrated it and should be bigger than that. Don't make it smaller and don't make it flush. Don't just trace the edges of the wall here. The rest is self-explained. The steps that we are keep doing that couple of minutes ago. The base point is the same base point, nothing changed, and just say that this is the door opening. And now we need to know the height of that door, so just go back, and probably you can find that in elevation and sections. I think 2200. Yeah, it is. So that's 0 0. That's the top of the door, which is the same as the top of the window, which is a 2200. Excellent. So just import that. So I'm gonna go with the door opening, and the Z value should follow for the doors. Always follow the Z value for the floor finish, which is 0. So happy coincidence right here. Paste, and make sure that the height follow whatever you got in the section in elevation document. Now do not cut with the Pro Boolean unless you add material. Otherwise, you're going to have a black corner for the wall. That's the sub-object material. You don't want that. Just add the material and then do the Pro Boolean. Select and then go to the create, and then from the drop-down menu select the compound objects. And of course, you're going to find the Pro Boolean here. Just make sure that it's a subtraction and make sure you are actually selecting the bigger object, not the doors. That's a common mistake lots of us do. And just start picking, and that's it. That's the door has been cut, the opening for it. And if I try to look here, you're going to see that's already been punched. Now, as long as we are in the door, probably need to get rid of those. And what I'm going to do is just quickly draw randomly rectangle. There is a door command, by the way. You can have a look at it. I don't want to do it right now. It's just basic beginner's level. So I'm just going to assume that this is a box. Later you can drop the material on it. I don't want to complicate it. Just make detailed door if you want. Help yourself and go to in the create panel, go study how you make detailed doors and windows if you want them with all their 3D details. So I'm just selecting those, and again the pick point right here, and for the name I'm just gonna call them doors. All right, same setting. So the Z value will be 0 and the extrude amount will be 2200. Shift and Z to get back to the same previous view. Select that. Make sure your eyes are on the modify to see what you are selecting. You need to see here editable SP line, and voila, we catch it. Get rid of this, make it 2200. And here you go. You can create a new material or just drop the same one, I don't care. And you can see that both of them are now closed. You can later on add a material with a door on it. Now the windows. All right, so okay, where are we? AutoCAD, the windows. So again, I'm gonna use a polyline. I can use the rectangle with the tracking tool again. Just put a mouse here and then move my hand, put the mouse here without clicking, push my hand up. A faster way, or draw the easy way, use the polyline. Okay, that's one here, and that's one here, and I'll just place one here randomly and then rotate it. Okay, make sure that when you place the cutting geometry, it is bigger than, you know, this edge, and this edge is bigger than the edges of the wall. Now go ahead, right block, and let's just cut. Actually, let's select those cutting windows, and I will name them windows opening. Back to max. Before we back to max, it's 1000 the Z value, and the difference between those, which is 1200, is the extrude. Alright, so back to max, and you can just file import. Shift and Z again, and make sure you are selecting the right thing, and it's 1000 in the Z, and add a paste of extrusion, which is it's a 1200, I think. Yep, as you can see, again, don't cut, just add this one. Now, for us, add the material first. Now, an important thing. Now, when you want to make the cut, do not add another pro boolean. No, no, no. Don't go create, and that's super wrong. Just select the outer object, and then go to pro boolean, and just then start picking, and that's it. And otherwise, we're not using boolean, we are using pro boolean. So make sure you go to modify and just start picking, and then right click, and we finished. All right, you don't need to add two pro boolean. That's so wrong. All right, so back here, and just create a glass panel representation. If you want again a detailed window, go ahead. There is an entire set of tools to draw doors and windows in full details inside Max. Go ahead and study them, but they are not requested for the midterm sake. And here we go. I need to rotate that a 90 degree and then move it. The rest are just, you know, the same technique. Right block, I don't know what I select here, so I'm hitting shift and getting it out, and then selecting it again. So these are the windows, and they should be located on Windows. Shift and Z, and I can't see them. That's okay. So F3 or function in F3, depend on what type of a laptop you have, and just make it 1000, and then paste the extrusion of 1200, 1200, and just hit function in F3 or F3. If you are willing to make this different material, so just select another ball and add it. And again, just neglect what I'm saying here, because this is not part of the midterm. And probably you're gonna have different, different type. I'm using this standard materials. Probably gonna have a physical, architectural material. Don't worry. Please put the normal white material, and that's it. That's more than acceptable for the sake of the midterm. That's the that's the thing here. This is the that's the building all done and ready, of course, for the last phase to finish this midterm, which is to make the columns. And I'm gonna just use the lathe command as requested in the exam. And if I have a look at the column, that's if I found it, of course, have a look at the questions. In the question, it said that loud and clear use the lathe command. So John, I know there is different ways to make it, and most of the student doesn't like to use the lathe, but you actually have to because the grade goes for that. Okay, so columns, where is it? Here. And it's just like, you know, doing such a thing. And not much of an information, so this doesn't show any detailing here. The only logical information you can find is available in AutoCAD. So if you DRA, this dude is a 250, which is the base, and this dude, which is the body of the column, which is a 175. It would be great to draw a circle and just send one by one. Don't send the columns together, so you can still see the you still see the center of it. So I'm gonna send the column and I'm gonna say COL1, and I'm gonna import that. So file, import. All right, this is the column, and I'm gonna hit OK. All right, so now that's my circle. Now, how to know where it's been located? It's just super easy. It's sitting on the walkway, and it's top touching the bottom of the the thing here, the slab. So whatever you did with the exterior wall should be applied for it. And I'm just gonna give an extrude here for the sake of just knowing where it should be located. So that's a -100. And the pace should be 3650. So this is how it should be look like. And if I open the material editor and drop the material to it, that's how we should be just have a look at the start, and it's an endpoint. It's exactly located where it should be. And when you select this, you see the center is actually also has been placed in the middle of the column, and that's what we want. And it would be great to just draw another center here, circle here, send this dude up to with the same method from AutoCAD to Max. So this is column number 2, and I'm gonna go Max and just import it and place it normally and properly, I mean, in the right location. So that's column 2, and I will be just selecting that and make it -100 just to place it in the right location. And I will stop right here, and all I need is, or whatever I needed is available actually in here. By the way, it will be super smart to save and save as each couple of minutes. You shouldn't at all do the mistake that I've done so far, which is working like for half an hour without saving the Max file. Max will crash sometimes, so we don't need to put ourselves in this heat of losing the work, especially during the midterm. So I'll be stopping now, and the last video will be about how to make this column. Thank you very much.